Hi everyone, Carolann here. Today I'm going to do just a quick tutorial about doing a calendar. I have already done one for this year that I've started, and I do my own artwork for each month. This particular one that I'm doing, I'm going to be doing my Imala each month. And these are from Stamps by Me. The calendars I get from Yorkshire Craft Supplies in Garforth. They do have a website, and I will put the link in the details for how to get your calendars. But particularly I wanted to show this one because they've actually done the 2023 blank calendar, which is brilliant because that enables us crafters at our leisure to fill our calendars for each month, and however many calendars we want to make for gifts at Christmas or New Year for next year, for this Christmas and for New Year for 2023, which I think makes beautiful personalised gifts, and for people to actually get your artwork after it's finished. And you know, they finish with the calendar, they can cut off your artwork and they can frame it if they wish. So it does make a lovely gift, as well as if you have your own calendar up as well, and I do like that. Now I do stamp, and I use the for this particular one I'm going to be matting and layering the front so that it's got a front on it, because I've not started inside with mine yet. And I've done a layer of black, and the black is measuring 6 3/4 of an inch by 9 1/4. The white card that I'm going to stamp on is 6 1/2 wide by 9 inches long. For this particular one, I'll pop that to one side now. But for this particular one, I'm going to use a stamp called Graceful, and it's an Imala stamp available on the Stamps by Me website. And it's a gorgeous stamp. If you don't actually like stamping, you can buy toppers. You can go to somewhere like Hunky Dory and buy ready-made beautiful toppers like this. Go and have a look on their website. They've got all sorts of wonderful stuff on there if you don't like stamping. But I think doing your own art is really nice. It makes it special, and it really is worth having a go because it really is so easy to do. I'm going to place her on the front. She's gorgeous, isn't she? There will be a stamp down here that says beautiful, capable and worthy. But for now I'm just going to stamp her on there. Like that. Using my VersaFine ink, which is a pigment ink, the Black Onyx. Or Onyx Black as it's called. Stamp that well. Press down. I want to give it another stamp. Make sure it's nicely outlined. Using my Eureka stamping platform, which, unlike a lot of platforms, it is nice and big. So you know, as you can see, this is 9 1/4 inch. So you're getting actually a 9 inch square inside. So it's a lovely size. I'll just wipe my stamp. Now I normally use marker pens, aqua pens, but today I'm going to be painting this one. Although I haven't used a watercolour paper, I won't be putting a lot of water on. I'm going to be using my Himi paints. Again, these are available on the Stamps by Me website. They're fantastic paints for watercolouring. They are a gouache, so they're like a sticky gouache, or like a glossy one, and they do paint up really thick, so they're brilliant. I use a palette, and I'm going to just spray a bit of water in there, so I can do a bit of mixing if I have to. Add a little bit of water. So I think I need to dry that. Always dry if you're going to marker pen or watercolour and paint. Always dry it off your ink, then it doesn't run. Just a quick go, and then it doesn't go too much. I'm not going to overcolour it because I think the stamp does itself justice as it is. So I use my bit of water and a little bit of the ochre. I'm going to wipe inside there. And I'm going to mix a bit of white with my ochre and make it a little bit paler. So I'll add a bit of white for the skin colour. Then we can always darken it for shading. And I think that's okay now. So, because I am not going too dark. Hope you can see that. I'll bring it down a little bit. I use this stamp on a t-shirt as well, which looks great. I stamped with the VersaFine Craft ink because you can seal that with an iron and it makes it washable, and use washable fabric paints or marker pens. And I did beading in the hair, and I did jewels, and I added a gold ring for her earring, and it turned out really nice. Something a bit different. Again, it's unique art, isn't it? Something you can't buy in the shops. Especially if you enjoy doing art like this, and your family know that you do it. Having something made by you is something to keep for a lifetime. My mother was an artist, and sadly she passed away a long time ago, too young, but she had exhibitions in our local art gallery. She did paintings of the royal family. She did some amazing things. And I've still got a lot of those paintings, so it's lovely, isn't it, to be able to keep things like that. Right, I'm going to make this a little bit darker now for a little bit of shading. Just a little bit. It's nice to do this as well in the winter months when you can't go out much. Gives you something to do in preparation for the following year. If you have a look on the Yorkshire Craft Supplies website, they also do the clock parts as well, so that you can make your own little clock. Again, they make wonderful gifts, don't they, at Christmas. So that's that done. I'm just going to put a little bit of blush on her cheeks, but very, very little. There's a really pale pink here. If you need to, have a little bit of card at the side and just, you know, brush onto that to make sure it's the right shade for you. When it dries, it'll dry nicely. So that's her cheeks done. And now I'm going to do the flowers in her hair. And I'm going to do those in a nice fuchsia pink. You could add beads and all sorts on this, and gems. Let that dry a little bit. A little bit of water in the green. Then we'll do the leaves. Just going to dry that now with my heat gun. I use a Kit and Caboodle one, it's very good. Like I say, you're better off really using watercolour paper, but I've not done that today. I want to do a hair in a blonde colour. Add a little bit of white to that, I think. tone this down in a minute. And when you're stamping, don't worry if you go over any black highlights like these black bits, because you can go over with your marker pen later and highlight them again. There are some new Imala stamps coming out on the 18th of January on the Create and Craft show, and you can also have a look on the How to Craft network under unique stamps and click on Imala, and you'll see them all on there, all the new ones, some fabulous new stamps. You can use watercolour palettes as well for paints. As well as your marker pens. Right, so I'm going to tone that down a little bit with a little bit of ochre. It also gives it that little bit of shading and makes the hair golden. That's her hair done. I'm just going to add a little bit darker on her ears. I think they look a bit too light. That's it. And now just a tiny little bit of a darker green in those leaves. Just a little bit. You can see that? I never know which way up the phone's going to do it on YouTube, so I'll just turn it around a bit. I've got a new camera yet. So I'm going to just dry her off. And I'll paint a dress. If you're a bit of a multimedia fan, you can You can also use fabric and things, and build up with fabrics or different types of mediums. Oops. So I think we'll do her dress in a blue. I have the eyes ink, however you want to call it, that you get from Stamps by Me, and they are a lovely paint to play with, and you can water them down just the same as watercolours. I'll dry that off. There she is, painted. Yeah, I'll mount her onto the black. In fact, I'm going to stamp my sentiment first at the bottom here, which is beautiful, capable, worthy. Just do it just over the dress there, so it's a bit of a feature. You can see that. Going to be making this calendar for my granddaughter. She's 18. And this will be in with her Christmas gifts this Christmas. Give it a good press down. That's it. Take that out. And now I'll mount that on the black card. I did the glue pens and I had a bit of glue, so I know that once it's stuck down, it is stuck down, and this is not going to lift. So just leaving that 1/4 inch increment around. Press from the back so that you're not pressing on your paint or anything else that you've done, your work. Press it down onto a clean sheet of paper. Like that. You see? And that is then going to go on the front of my calendar like this. I will stick that down now. The reason I don't paint or colour or stamp directly onto the calendar is quite often it'll go through to the back, and that looks a mess. There's my lovely calendar. And that will sit right in the middle there, just below the 2023. And that's ready to start my calendar for the year. You can see that. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and that you will enjoy making your calendars all during the year. And we have the Eureka fan club group on Facebook. I'll leave a link in the details, and also the Crafty Army with Carley. Carley Duff is the creator of Imala, along with Tony Darroch of Stamps by Me, of these fabulous stamps that they do, and as well as all the other Stamps by Me stamps and different ones that they do on there, different types of things they do on there. It's really worth a look and having some fun, because that's what it's all about. It's about having some fun and enjoying yourself, especially during these difficult times. It gives you something to do, get your minds off things. So I hope that's been fun for you to have a look at and have a think about, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.